Alright, this is a video about a very cool vintage electronic device I have, and it comes in this brown vinyl case. See, it has a very stiff wrist strap on it. You've got Made in Japan on one side, Casio on the other. So let's go ahead and take it out. This is probably a two-handed job. Oh, maybe not. Maybe it can just... There we go. Haha. Here it is. This is a Casio CQ-1. This is a multifunction thing. I don't know if you'd call it a multifunction calculator or a multifunction travel clock. But what this is a clock, calendar, stopwatch, and calculator all in one battery-powered device. This was made in 1976. Mom bought me this for Christmas. It was very, very unexpected. I usually know what I'm getting for Christmas. I never in a million years could have saw this coming, but Mom bought this for me on eBay. She knew that I'd been looking for one of these for a long time, and indeed I have, and these are very hard to come by, especially in good working condition. Unfortunately, this thing is not one of those. This thing does have a few issues, but it does work, and we're going to go through an overview of this thing. So, it's a alarm clock, calendar, calculator, and stopwatch, all in one device. What you have is, well, first of all, you can probably see, get a flashlight. This has a vacuum fluorescent display. Of course, that's why I wanted one of these so much. A very cool battery-powered vacuum fluorescent display device. You got a switch here to switch between going from left to right, stopwatch, off, time, which is the same as off, except when it's in time mode, you press the time button here to display the time. Computer, which is calculator, and then set to set the time and date, and an alarm. You have this button time, which also works as the start-stop button in stopwatch mode. You have the lap button for the stopwatch, an alarm button for when you're setting an alarm. Then you have your calculator buttons, as well as buttons to aid in setting the time and date. It says, oh, and there's a little grill for the buzzer. It says Casio Computer Quartz CQ1, and then we'll turn it around, show you the sides here. See, the display is propped up at an angle. Very cool. It has an AC adapter jack. It takes a 1.5 volt AC adapter. It runs off a single AA battery, and as you can see, the battery cover is missing. The seller stated that it came with the battery cover, but we didn't get it. And it was too late because Mom bought this thing well before Christmas, and so it was too late to return it. And there is a small battery cover over here, which is held down with tape because normally you'd need the big battery cover to keep the small battery cover there as well. And that small battery cover houses two button cell batteries, which keep the time and date. So, I guess we need the flashlight again. It says Casio Computer Quartz CQ1 battery supply 1.5 volts times 1, or use AC adapter model AC1S 0.15 watts, made in Japan by Casio Computer Company Limited. Cool. So, yeah, it's missing the battery cover. Another problem this thing has is that sometimes it just glitches out. See, when I first got this thing for Christmas, it didn't work at all. When you put the batteries in, it would just make a really whacked out chirping noise. And finally, one day, I just gave it a good slam on the table, and it's worked ever since then, although sometimes it still glitches up once in a while, but it works now. Now it works, whereas it didn't work at all before. So there's two problems, the missing battery cover and it glitches out sometimes. Another problem is that the switch just barely works in the stopwatch position. When you put it in the stopwatch position, it just cuts in and out really fast, and it doesn't really work. If you hold the switch between stopwatch and off, then it'll work in stopwatch mode. So what we're going to do first, we're going to put it in time mode, and as you can see, it just stays the same, except now when you press time, Well, it used to work. Maybe the batteries, yeah, the battery was loose. Hold time, maybe not. We've run into a problem already. Nope. She's dead, Captain. Alright, give me a minute. Alright, the watch batteries fell out, or they lost contact rather. They weren't making good contact, and I think that might be why it glitches out sometimes, but it's working now. So we put in time mode, hold the time button, and there you see 3, 8, 50, and a blinking dot. 3 means the third day of the month. It's March the 3rd of 2012. And then 8:50, that's the current time. And that rightmost dot means it's PM. That blinking dot means it's Saturday. Now, if I get the flashlight again, you can see, you can't see well on camera without the flashlight, but we have the days of the week printed out on there. And then PM. And when you hold the button, see the dot's blinking over Saturday, meaning it's Saturday, and the dot over PM is lit because it's PM. So that's the time mode. Just stays lit as long as you hold it. So now we go to the calculator mode, and it just functions like a regular calculator. Put some numbers in. It has all 4 functions. Takes a second to compute more complex functions, more complex calculations, that is. See, you can, has the 4 functions. You can add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And get an error here that just shows an E. Now here's something that's really funny. Lap is on the same circuit as equals. If I do a calculation here, I press lap, and it functions just like equals. Now, this works the same in the stopwatch mode too. If I'm in the stopwatch mode and I press equals, it does the lap function as if I press lap. So they must be on the same circuit. So that's pretty funny. So yeah, there's the calculator. The calculator itself is multifunction. It can do 2 really cool things. It can calculate dates and it can calculate times. Let me show you what I mean by doing some examples. Now, let's say I want to find out how many days it is to my birthday, which is April 28th. Well, I put in the date of my birthday, so I go 2012, date, 4, date, 28, date, subtract today's date, 2012, date, March, date, 3rd, date, and I press equals. And it is 56 days to my 18th birthday. Scary. All clear? And you can also use it just to find out, you know, like what the day of the week's going to be. What's the day of the week going to be on my birthday? So we just put in 2012, April 28th. And the result has these dots going across the screen. And all the dots are lit up, which means my birthday is going to be on Saturday. Cool. So, and if we put in today's date, 2012, March 3rd, and it's Saturday there. Let's do a day other than Saturday. Let's do March 1st. 2012, March 1st. And you can see it's Thursday because the dots for Friday and Saturday aren't lit up. So, day before yesterday was Thursday, and that is indeed right. Now, you can add, well, I shouldn't say times, you can add amounts of time. But, like, for example, let's add 1 hour time, 23 minutes time, and 42 seconds time. 1 hour, 23 minutes, and 42 seconds, plus 3 hours time, 42 minutes times, and 13 seconds. And that equals, adding those times together, 5 hours, wow, 5 hours, 5 minutes, and 55 seconds. Wow, that was quite a coincidence. And likewise, I wonder if you can subtract times to get a negative time. Let's find out. let's put in 1 hour, 1 minute, and 1 second. Just keep things simple. Minus 2 hours, 0 minutes, 0 seconds. And that would give us like negative 1 hour and something. Oh my gosh, it does. Cool. Negative 58 minutes and 59 seconds. Oh, cool. Nice. I figured it would just give me an error if I did something that resulted in a negative. Cool. Now, you can add times together, but you can't add days together, which kind of sucks. It just gives you an error, but whatever. So, yeah, that's the calculator mode, which by itself on this thing shows off some pretty neat features. So now let's go into the stopwatch. Now, if I just put it in the stopwatch, well, it's working right now. Let's press start. And there it goes. Hasn't glitched out yet. Normally the switch would it would just glitch out because it doesn't keep a good contact. So you can see it has accuracy to 1/10 of a second. Those are your minutes, those are your hours. The capacity is 9 hours, 59 minutes, and 59.9 seconds. So 10 hours. We can press stop. Press start again. We can stop and start whenever we like. While it's running, we can press lap. And the clock is still running. We press lap again, and it shows us the current. And it's the same if we press equals. We press equals. Just like that. And we press stop. Now I'm not sure. I think all clear. Yeah, all clear is reset. And see that. So if I just touch the switch here, it'll probably glitch out. Yeah, there we go. Well, it's not being as bad as it normally is. Wow, could have been a piece of dirt. Oh, yeah, it ain't. There we go. The display is not as blue as normally a vacuum fluorescent display would be. It has more of just a slight green tinge to it. Let me see if I can dim it here. Yeah, you can see there. It's a very nice display. It's this thing is so old that the display is not a prismatic tube. It's actually a round tube. If we gotta turn the brightness back up here. Wow, this is the best the stopwatch has ever worked. I'm very happy. Because that was the only true problem with this thing. So, if we put the flashlight here, you might be able to see right there that it's a round tube. And it's lit with a single filament strung across the middle of the display. Single filament. And so there's some circuitry in here to up the voltage probably from the 1.5 volts provided by the battery to the probably around 6 or 8 volts required for the display elements. The filament itself would be 1.5 volts. That'd be good enough for the filament, but the elements themselves need higher voltage. Wow, oh my gosh. Well, it's just glitching out there, but yeah, it's working better than it usually does. Wow. Huh. But anyway, there's the I jinxed it. There's the stopwatch, nonetheless. So, put it back in time mode. There's the time mode again. And now I'll show you the alarms. This thing just went kerplooey on me. It just glitched out. And, yeah, that shouldn't be happening. You might hear you can hear the buzzer making kind of a clicking sound. Yeah, if I take the battery out and put it back in, the watch batteries the watch batteries became disconnected again. Anyway, I'll have to set the time and date again, and then I'll show you the alarm feature. you can set up to 4 alarms simultaneously on this device. Each alarm has a slightly different alarm sound to it. It's just a beeping, and it's the same pitch for each alarm, but the number of times it beeps before pausing for a second is different. The first alarm, it just goes beep, beep, beep. The second alarm, it'll go beep, beep, pause a second, beep, beep, pause a second. And for the third alarm, it's 3 beeps and a pause, and for the fourth alarm, it's 4 beeps and then a pause. So, it's currently 9:28 p.m. Let's set an alarm for 9:30. So we go into set mode, we go 9, time, 30, time, plus for p.m., alarm, 1. And there you can see we have a 1 at the left, meaning alarm 1 is set for 9:30. So we go back into time mode, 9:28, and now we wait until the alarm goes off. And see, it comes up there, and we can turn it off simply by pressing the alarm button, and it goes off. Now let's set another alarm, and we'll set it for alarm number 3. Let's go 9 times time, we'll set it for 9:33 plus, and we'll set it for alarm 3. You notice I press alarm real hard. It doesn't make the best connection when you press it normally like the rest of the buttons. So we have alarm 3 set for 9:33. Now if we go into the calculator, here's another really cool mode. Go into the calculator mode here. If you want to check the alarm times for any alarms you set, you go into calculator mode, and we press alarm 3, and there's alarm 3. All clear. And likewise, we can check the alarm we set a few minutes ago. We press alarm 1, and there's the original alarm we set. So, now, we'll wait for alarm 3 to go off, and you can hear the difference in how the alarm beeps. I guess you gotta be in time mode to shut it off. There we go. Okay, so you gotta be in time mode if you wanna shut the alarm off. I've got the PDF manual up on the Dell here. Luckily, manuals for this thing are plentiful on the internet. And in the list of uses for this thing, one of them is set it at the time to stop playing cards, start homework, and go to bed, so you can instill good discipline in your children. Then other things, it says set it at the time to give milk to your baby, take medicine, and do other important thing, so you won't need to watch the clock all the time. That's about all there is to show of the Casio CQ1 multifunction travel alarm clock / calculator thing. This is definitely one of the coolest vintage electronics I own. It's a shame that it has the problems it does, but I think it's pretty cool nonetheless. Works good enough for my satisfaction. Even the, well, at least earlier in the video, the stopwatch function decided to not be so flaky. See, it's like it's working right now, but if I touch it, it just glitches out. But other than that, I think it's a really cool device. Even came with the vinyl case here. These retailed for about $50 back in the day. They were sold from 1976 to, I believe, 1978. So there aren't a lot of them around, and there usually only is 1 or 2 on eBay at any given time, and perfect working ones do go for a premium. I've seen them go for as much as $100. I've even seen broken ones that don't work at all go for as much as 20 or 30. So yeah, but it's definitely a pretty cool device. So there is the Casio CQ1 from 1976. So it's currently 9:27 p.m. Let's set an alarm for 9:30. So we go into set mode. We go 9 time 30 time plus for PM. God damn it.